Hey Steelers Nation, today we're diving deep into a performance that has everyone talking, a game that showed what it truly means to pull together as a team, to put every piece in its place and execute when it matters most. From the very first snap, the energy was electric, the stakes palpable, and the players, every single one of them, came to prove something not just to the fans but to themselves. Pat Freiermuth, for instance, was a study in quiet focus, sitting in that far corner of the locker room, arms folded, eyes tracing the room with that look of concentration that says, "I know what happened out there, and now I'm ready to break it down." Even with cameras hovering and the hum of microphones trying to capture every word, his attention was fixed on football, on the details that make or break a game, and on the moments that define a season. He spoke with a calm intensity about how everything finally came together. Offense clicking with defense, timing lining up with execution, and a sense of flow that only comes when a team trusts each other fully. It was the kind of December game that gets you thinking, how is it possible to pull this off so late in the season, with playoff pressure looming? But there it was undeniable in the way the team moved, adjusted, and responded to every challenge. The scoreboard read 28-15, but the numbers didn't capture the full story. Yes, Miami had a couple of garbage time touchdowns, but those were minor footnotes in a game dominated by sheer willpower, discipline, and the kind of toughness that makes Pittsburgh football what it is. The Dolphins came in with a chip on their shoulder, try to assert themselves physically, hitting low and hard, testing every boundary they could, trying to bully their way through. But the Steelers, even without TJ Watt and Derek Harmon, answered with equal force and intelligence. Devin Achane may have gained some yards, but nowhere near the usual output he's accustomed to, a testament to the meticulous planning and execution of the defensive squad. Jalen Ramsey, Patrick Queen, and the rest of the defense brought a level of ferocity that set the tone, hitting decisively, staying disciplined, and making sure the opposition knew that attempts at intimidation would not go unanswered. The energy on the field, the contact, the noise, it was relentless, and yet it only seemed to fuel the Steelers, making them sharper, more precise, and more resilient with each play. Meanwhile, the running backs, Jalen Warren, Kenny Gainwell, and rookie Caleb Johnson, demonstrated what it means to respond to challenge with courage. Every hit, every collision was met with grit and determination. They bounced back, regrouped, and attacked the next play with renewed vigor, embodying the mindset that defines champions. Give more than you take, refuse to be broken, and keep moving forward no matter the obstacles. In conversations after the game, Warren would reflect on their approach with a grin, pointing out that the Dolphins couldn't sustain the intensity, couldn't keep the hits coming, and by the fourth quarter, they would have nothing left to offer. And indeed, the way Jonnu Smith lined up at running back for a simple 14-yard run into the end zone was evidence of the patience and understanding that drives this team. Capitalizing on moments when the opponent falters, when the cumulative effort of preparation meets opportunity. The offensive line, too, deserves recognition, with big bodies like Darnell Washington clearing paths, Dylan Cook holding the line at left tackle with poise and precision, and the rest of the unit creating the space necessary for explosive plays. The crowd, which had been skeptical or quiet in previous weeks, erupted at key moments. The sacks, the interceptions, the touchdowns, and that energy reverberated through the stadium, reaching the players on the field. Peyton Wilson's sack, in particular, was a crescendo of sound and sentiment, a moment where preparation, execution, and fan support collided into a single, unforgettable instance. Wilson later remarked how unusual it was to truly hear the crowd, to feel the electricity, but for everyone in that stadium, it was impossible to miss. The synergy between players and fans reminded everyone what Pittsburgh football is truly about, a bond forged through highs and lows, through effort and resilience, and now reignited in full force. Coach Mike Tomlin's fingerprints were evident not just in the strategy, but in the adaptability and flexibility shown throughout the game. The offense was willing to take calculated risks, to adjust on the fly, and to execute plays that had been tested but not previously committed to in the heat of competition. From deep throws to receivers, to inventive running schemes, to finding the right balance between aggressiveness and caution, Every decision was aligned with the larger goal of winning while reinforcing an identity. Tomlin's approach, contrary to the notion of holding back, was about reading the game, understanding the opponent, and exploiting weaknesses without compromising the core principles that define Steelers football. His decisions were validated by results. A team playing with confidence, cohesion, and purpose, overcoming adversity on multiple fronts, and sending a message that the Steelers are a force to be reckoned with when they're firing on all cylinders. The takeaway from this game, beyond the score or statistics, is a demonstration of resilience, of unity, and of the relentless pursuit of excellence. Every player, from star to rookie, contributed to a performance that combined skill, strategy, and heart. The defense set the tone with physicality and precision. The offense capitalized with timely execution and opportunistic plays, and the special teams and running backs added layers of toughness and intelligence that kept the opposition off balance. Fans witnessed a team reclaiming its identity, proving that preparation meets opportunity when focus, discipline, and willpower intersect. Pittsburgh's road may have had twists and challenges, but on this day, it was cleared, and the sense of momentum was undeniable. The dialogue between players off the field and the lessons learned in those moments of reflection further emphasized a culture of accountability and growth. Conversations between running backs, exchanges between offensive linemen, and post-game reflections from veterans highlighted a shared understanding. This is how football is played at its highest level, with respect for every role, every effort, and every moment. It wasn't just a victory. It was a declaration of intent, a statement that the Steelers are building towards something meaningful, something sustainable, and something that demands attention. Each play, each hit, each adjustment contributed to a narrative that goes beyond a single game, signaling a team learning, adapting, and thriving under pressure. From the locker room to the field, from the coaching decisions to the execution on every down, from the crowd's roar to the players' response, this performance encapsulated the essence of Pittsburgh football: toughness, intelligence, and heart. The synthesis of offense, defense, and special teams created a rhythm that was unmistakable, a flow that only comes when preparation, talent, and determination align. This was not just a game. It was a demonstration of identity, a showcase of character, and a preview of the potential that lies ahead. Every hit, every throw, every strategy executed perfectly reinforced the message that the Steelers are in control of their destiny, capable of rising to challenges, and committed to excellence no matter the circumstance. As the echoes of the crowd faded and the adrenaline of victory began to settle, the reality of what had just unfolded on the field became clear. This was more than a single win. It was a statement, a blueprint of how Pittsburgh could operate when focus, discipline, and skill intersect seamlessly. The offensive line, often the unsung heroes, had controlled the trenches with authority, creating pockets for Aaron Rodgers to operate with precision, opening lanes for Jaylen Warren and Kenny Gainwell to slice through the defense, and providing the security needed for the timing routes that kept the Dolphins off balance. Each snap carried with it the weight of preparation and the clarity of purpose, and the players executed with a level of calm aggression that only comes from hours of study, practice, and mental conditioning. Every handoff, every cutback, every read was a reflection of not just talent, but preparation, awareness, and instinct, a combination that allowed the Steelers to dominate in both the physical and cerebral aspects of the game. Aaron Rodgers, a master of timing and decision-making, appeared to move in slow motion at moments, dissecting the defense with a calm precision that belied the chaos around him. His chemistry with his receivers was evident on every throw, from short, quick reads that moved the chains to deep shots that tested the secondary and demanded full attention. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, catching the ball wide open for a critical touchdown, embodied the synchronization between quarterback and receiver, a rhythm built over countless reps and reinforced by trust. Rodgers' ability to remain poised in the pocket, to navigate pressure, and to consistently make the right decision allowed the offense to sustain drives, convert critical third downs, and ultimately dictate the pace of the game. This is what a high-caliber quarterback does. And in this game, his execution elevated everyone around him. On the defensive side of the ball, the Steelers were relentless in their pursuit of dominance, relentless in their enforcement of discipline, and relentless in their assertion that no one would impose their will without resistance. Devin Achane, a speedster capable of explosive plays, found himself limited, constrained not just by positioning, but by a scheme designed to neutralize his threat. Jalen Ramsey, Patrick Queen, and the rest of the defense delivered hits that resonated, not just physically, but psychologically, establishing a tone that reverberated through every play. The concept was simple yet profoundly effective. Assert control early, dictate terms, and force the opponent to react. When combined with strategic adjustments and situational awareness, the Steelers' defense became an impenetrable wall, one that allowed the offense to operate with confidence and precision. Even without key players, the team's execution showed depth, resilience, and a commitment to doing whatever was necessary to secure the win. The special teams and running backs added layers to this narrative, proving that victories are forged not just in big plays, but in every block, every hustle, and every decision made in the heat of competition. Warren, Gainwell, and Johnson displayed toughness that belied their size and experience, absorbing hits and retaliating with aggression, a testament to both physical conditioning and mental fortitude. Their interaction on the field reflected a deeper understanding of teamwork, strategy, and the psychology of football. Give more than you take, anticipate, adjust, and maintain composure no matter the adversity. Even Jonnu Smith's fourth-quarter touchdown run was an example of seizing opportunity, exploiting defensive lapses, and converting preparation into execution. These moments, seemingly small in isolation, combined to create the larger picture of dominance, resilience, and synergy that defined this performance. Off the field, the locker room energy mirrored the intensity of the gridiron. Players debriefed with a mix of seriousness and enthusiasm, reflecting on the hits they took, the blocks they made, and the plays that swung momentum in their favor. Discussions weren't just about individual performance. They were about cohesion, learning, and understanding how each player's role feeds into the larger strategy. Veteran leadership paired with rookie energy created an environment where accountability and encouragement thrived, ensuring that lessons were absorbed and applied immediately. The interplay between reflection and anticipation cultivated a mindset that no single success would breed complacency, and no single failure would define the season. It was an environment designed to maximize growth, harness focus, and prepare the team for the challenges ahead. Coach Mike Tomlin's presence, often understated, was another critical component of this equation. His adaptability and willingness to adjust in real time allowed the Steelers to implement strategies that might have seemed unconventional in prior seasons. From calling plays that challenged norms to creating opportunities for players to step into roles that tested their abilities, Tomlin demonstrated a capacity for flexibility that complemented his relentless pursuit of excellence. Every decision, from fourth and short attempts to variations in the passing game, was a calculated risk, a measured step toward maximizing potential and seizing opportunity. His philosophy, grounded in preparation, observation, and tactical awareness, ensured that every player understood their role while maintaining the freedom to execute instinctively when the situation demanded. This balance of structure and flexibility, discipline and creativity created a synergy that was palpable throughout the game. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In the aftermath of a tightly contested matchup against the Dolphins, Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin didn't hold back. Speaking to the press with his usual blend of intensity and confidence, Tomlin delivered a message that some are already interpreting as a warning shot to the rest of the league. The Steelers are ready to reclaim their place at the top. While he didn't provide specifics about injuries or tactical adjustments, his words carried a weight that fueled speculation among analysts and fans alike. The tone of Tomlin's comments suggested more than post-game bravado. "We showed what we're capable of," he said, eyes scanning the room with that familiar steely gaze. Observers have read between the lines, interpreting this as a subtle hint that the team could be making bold moves in the coming weeks, perhaps tweaking the roster, shuffling key positions, or leaning heavily on their most explosive playmakers. Rumors are already swirling about potential lineup changes that could further solidify the Steelers' reputation as one of the NFL's most formidable squads. While the Dolphins' performance was commendable, Tomlin's statement seemed to emphasize that Pittsburgh is not merely competing. They're positioning themselves as a team that expects to dominate. Insiders suggest that the locker room's energy following the game was electric, with veteran leaders rallying younger talent under the implicit message of Tomlin's declaration. The Steelers are better, and they intend to prove it. Adding fuel to the speculation, several sources close to the team have hinted at a renewed strategic focus. Could this be a signal of aggressive trades, unconventional play calling, or a reshuffling of the depth chart? The uncertainty is tantalizing for fans, and every interview, practice snippet, and sideline gesture is now being dissected for clues. If Tomlin's history is any guide, this may not just be talk. His teams often back up words with results. As the NFL world digests Tomlin's remarks, the chatter is impossible to ignore. Social media platforms and sports forums are buzzing with predictions, theories, and bold claims about what the Steelers might do next. Analysts are weighing the implications of a coach so publicly confident in his team, and the speculation is growing that Pittsburgh may be quietly building a squad capable of making waves well into the postseason. Whatever the case, one thing is clear: Mike Tomlin's message has set tongues wagging, and the Steelers' rivals would be wise not to dismiss it lightly. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.